This is the road that killed 1,000 soldiers. But why? It all started in 1938 when the Japanese army began their invasion of China. They quickly found themselves at war with an unexpected and powerful enemy, the Chinese 20th Army. Led by General Dou, the 20th Army was able to hold off the Japanese and even began pushing them back. This caught the Japanese high command by surprise. They had expected the Chinese to be a weak and disorganized force, but instead, they were fighting with a tenacity that the Japanese had never seen before. To turn the tide of the war, the Japanese devised a plan to lure the Chinese soldiers away from the front lines. They would do this by faking their own retreat. The plan was simple. A small group of Japanese soldiers would lay down their weapons and flee in the direction of the Chinese army. As the Chinese advanced, they would pretend to continue their retreat until the Chinese were deep in enemy territory. At that point, the Japanese would turn around and attack, and that's exactly what happened. As the Chinese advanced, the Japanese soldiers pretended to flee. By the time the Chinese realized it was a trap, it was too late. The Japanese had set up machine gun nests and artillery positions all along the road. When the Chinese soldiers reached the center of the valley, the Japanese opened fire. Thousands of Chinese soldiers were killed, but then something strange happened. Instead of retreating, the Chinese soldiers fought back. They charged at the Japanese positions, firing their rifles and throwing grenades. For hours, the fighting continued. But eventually, the Chinese ran out of ammunition, and the Japanese were able to capture the road. In total, more than 1,000 Chinese soldiers were killed on that day. And so it was that the road that the Chinese had hoped would lead to victory ended up being the very thing that led to their defeat. But the story doesn't end there. After the war, the Chinese built a new road over the old one, and to this day, it stands as a reminder of the thousands of soldiers who died trying to take it. Do you know any other stories about the Second World War? Share them below.